When it comes to mortgage rates, one-day moves don't matter. Trends do. You saw mortgage rates dip after a White House proposal, then disappear just as fast. What you saw was a short-term reaction getting overpowered by a much bigger force. And that kind of movement can feel frustrating, hell, even misleading. As a potential home buyer or home seller, it's going to be important for us to slow this down and get an understanding on the impact of these last few weeks in terms of why the proposal helped mortgage rates for a day or two, why geopolitical turmoil pushed the 10-year Treasury right back up afterward, and what this back and forth actually means for buyers and sellers as we move from January into February. Because if you're making housing decisions, especially with what's going on currently, we need to remember that one-day moves, those don't matter. What matters are the trends. When the White House floated a proposal tied to housing affordability, markets reacted almost immediately, not because anything changed overnight, but because of how investors interpreted that signal. Here's the key thing to understand here. Mortgage rates, they don't move directly with the Fed. They move off of two main markets, the 10-year Treasury and mortgage-backed securities, or the MBS. Okay, now let's circle back to the proposal. Really, if there is any hint that a government policy might increase demand for mortgage bonds or reduce risk for mortgage investors, if either one or both of those are possible, this can temporarily push MBS prices higher. And when mortgage-backed securities or MBS prices go higher, lenders can offer slightly better rates. That's exactly what happened after the public and the markets reacted to the proposal. MBS prices improved, rate sheets ticked lower. Some borrowers briefly saw rates dip into the high fives or low sixes, depending, of course, on credit and structure. It felt like momentum. Unfortunately, though, it was fragile. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but why didn't those improvements last? Here's the part most headlines missed. That proposal did not change the other factors that are core drivers for mortgage interest rates. The 10-year Treasury bond market, remember that all-important benchmark for rates? That market is still focused on the core drivers like inflation, governmental deficits, the global supply of US Treasuries, or the broader risk environment. And within days, those larger forces took back control. Mainly, it was the geopolitical turmoil reasserting itself. Things like ongoing global conflicts or ongoing tariff discussions creating trade and shipping risks, energy price uncertainty. International and national investors in the bond market saw this unfolding and took their money elsewhere. Instead of a clean, safe haven rally in the bond market, we actually saw Treasury volatility. The 10-year Treasury yield jumped up higher and essentially canceled out the improvements from the mortgage-backed securities. As a result, mortgage rates are right around where they were at the end of December and start of January. So the rate dip wasn't necessarily taken away, it was simply overpowered by those bigger forces. That is the important distinction to know. Now, with all that out of the way, what's actually been driving rates since December? If we zoom out instead of reacting to headlines, the trend becomes much clearer. Since December, mortgage rates have been stuck in a range basically because of these three main forces. The first one is the inflation data. Inflation hasn't reaccelerated in a scary way, which is good, right? But it also hasn't cooled fast enough to justify aggressive rate cuts by the Fed. This seemingly has kept the 10-year Treasury yield from breaking through a proverbial floor. The next is labor market resilience. The jobs data continues to show an economy that's slowing, but not breaking. Because of this data, that is limiting how quickly markets can price in deep or fast rate cuts. Then, touched on it before, but the MBS spread behavior. So the mortgage-backed security spreads have improved since late 2023. That's kind of why mortgage rates haven't risen as sharply as the 10-year Treasury yield has at times. But here's the thing, the MBS spread improvement alone simply can't overpower the rising Treasury yield forever. Put simply, the improvements in the mortgage-backed securities help soften the blow. Meanwhile, the Treasuries, they still set the overall direction. So we got to ask ourselves, where exactly are we going into February? So as we head there, here's the honest setup. Mortgage rates are lower than their 2023 peaks, but still hovering mostly in the mid 6% range for well-qualified borrowers. They remain highly sensitive to the inflation reports, the job reports, and global risk events. If you're trying to time things, that's okay, I get it. But remember, time the trends. The three things I just listed are going to be the drivers that help you stay informed of trending improvements. Pay attention to the economic reports. I'll post the links to the schedule in the description of the video. Too many of us are hyper-fixating on trying to time a dip. One policy headline can move rates for a day, but sustained improvement requires consistent economic data, not proposals. That's why we're currently seeing volatility, head fakes, and frustration from buyers waiting for that clean drop. All right, so buyers, here's the reality. Waiting for a headline to fix rates is risky. Those short-term dips often disappear before you can lock in your rate, get your desired property under contract, or renegotiate terms. What I feel like a better strategy is right now is focusing on monthly payment comfort. Use seller credits for rate buydowns or lessening your overall closing costs. Treat refinancing as a potential future upside, not a requirement. Finding the right house at the right payment still matters more than timing the perfect rate. Now, what this means for sellers, if you're a seller, you got to understand this. Even brief rate dips like we just saw increase buyer activity. However, the volatility within the markets right now can make some buyers cautious. Rates are going to either stay the same or change. What should not change, though, is your focus points. Those are homes that are priced realistically. Homes and sellers that are willing to offer concessions. Those are still winning. And if rates drift lower later this year, competition is more likely to increase, not ease. Now let's reframe the noise and get back our focus. The biggest mistakes people make in markets like this is overreacting to a single headline. Yes, the White House proposal helped mortgage rates for a moment. No, it didn't change the long-term trajectory, at least not right now. Remember, mortgage rates are being driven by inflation, global risk, Treasury supply. When you understand those forces, like the real forces, the noise gets quieter and your decisions get better. Good luck.